Welcome to today's live stream. My style today is camera lag. Oh yeah, it started lagging for some reason, but I hope it's just the camera. One thing to remember, there is Wowie Game Jam. I'm hosting my first Game Jam in about 16 days, 1st of February. If you haven't signed up yet, then follow that link in the description. And make sure you join that Game Jam. We're gonna be making games for one weekend. And today I just wanna do some chill level design. I actually tried something pretty cool. I made a giant level. Oh, sorry for that lag, I don't know. Just a couple of days ago I changed out my camera setup. Now it's all messed up again. It worked so nicely yesterday and the day before that. Now it's frame show, but let's hope the rest of the stream should still work fine. Opening GameMaker Studio. And let me show you the level I created today. This is pretty epic. Is the sound okay? Is everything else okay except for the camera lag? I hope so. Woof, hi, wow, grr. Welcome to the chat. Volume seems to be fine, right? Can you hear me? Not too loud, not too quiet. Very nice. I made a very big level. And it's kind of cool. Let me show you. Looking forward to the Game Jam. Yeah, perfect. Me too. I'm gonna remind you every single live stream. There are already 32 people who joined the jam. That's way more than I expected. So I guess we're at the very least get 10 plus games, so that is a really good number. Is the rest of the stream fine? Can you tell me? Sounds good? Okay. Thanks for the feedback, Kyle. Okay, let's play this in normal mode. And this is just...
Alright, try to give me a challenge, will you?
Giant level. A really big level. And I mean, it runs fine on my PC, but that doesn't mean anything. But it feels great to have some space to move around for once. So this is about 4 to 5 times larger than levels usually are. And in terms of performance, it seems to be work out pretty well. If we look at that debug overlay, it's still running with 300 frames per second. Obviously, it doesn't need to mean anything. Probably, for some reason, post-processing is not included in the calculation, so it's probably more like 100 frames or something like that. But I guess if I want that to run on every machine with rooms like that, there's still a lot of optimization that needs to be done, unfortunately. But I've definitely fallen in love with these giant rooms. I mean, look at that, isn't that awesome? There's so much more cool level design stuff we can do with that. And for some reason it wasn't even all that hard to get this up and running. Just increased the room size and almost everything worked just fine, except maybe for the particles in the background. As you can see, there are not a lot. That's still a little bugged. But everything else, from the movement AI to all of the other AI scripts I've written so far, everything still works, so that's great. Had to adjust the camera movement a little bit because how the camera followed the snail was not really well adjusted for these room sizes, but that works as well now. Okay, so I have the very big and ambitious goal to finish the next version of this game in about 2 months. January, February, March. At the end of March I want to finish the next big version of this game. That means it's time to get started with level design and hopefully getting this all together. There's still a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I gotta fix. Sorry for the weird camera lags, I'm so sorry. It annoys me every single time when I look at the screen here. Okay. So, yeah, as I've said, main goal is to get a ton of content in, and I want to try something new. Because something we haven't tried before is just having a bunch of normal obstacles in these levels. So, some pre-placed traps or just, you know, stuff you're not allowed to touch that's moving up and down or whatever. basic platformer obstacle stuff, basically. And then just a couple of AI-placed spikes. So the AI is hardly interfering with what you're doing, but every now and then there's a little spike coming from the ground or from the ceiling that hopefully kills you. And I imagine that could be quite fun. So let's try to create a level like that and see how it feels like. Alrighty, so I think I'm gonna duplicate this massive giant level and then we can make it a little smaller and get going. This level is called Level Performance Killer because it just kills the performance. Oh, gotta run to meeting from work. Okay, check in later. That's great. Giant rooms are too giant. Yeah, obviously. There won't be a lot of giant rooms in Will You Smile like that, because I don't want the players to replay that much when they die. I think it should be relatively quick restart and it shouldn't take you all that long to get back where you died. But I think what these great giant rooms would be really nice for were our exploration levels, so levels where you can move around a little more freely. Those would really benefit from bigger levels, don't you think? Yeah. Did already duplicate that level? No, doesn't look like it. Okay. Add duplicate, not delete, and let's call it parkour 1 or whatever. Let's drag it somewhere to the beginning. Oh my god, that's already quite a bunch of levels we've got right there. Let's open it up and decrease the room size a bunch. I think I'm gonna keep the width of the room and the height will go back to standard. And that means we can, first of all, move the player back up there. Can I not select both of those? What the hell? Yeah, can only do it like that. Somewhere here, and then I hope I can delete all of those wall blocks at once. Wall. Cannot draw a box. Why can't? Ah, thank God. Just gotta know how it's done. So let's build level, and then I'm gonna place a bunch of traps in there, and then I think it's gonna be pretty fun and mean when there's just the occasional spike from the AI that kills you. How many levels is your goal for the full game? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many levels. In terms of playtime, I would like to get something like 5 hours would be very nice if I manage to achieve that, and obviously for that you need quite a bunch of levels. Yeah, but I've decided to finish the game with a little bit of a smaller scope first. So basically, at the end of March, the next version of this game is supposed to be finished, and that one will probably not be 5 hours long. Let's just face it. But after that, we can still go another round and make it longer and better, I guess. More on that this Friday. Because that's also what this week's video is gonna be about. Well, it's gonna be a pretty interesting video, I think. Or I hope. So, I wonder, what are you all up to? Are you working on games at the moment? Did you just come back from work or from school? What's going on? So, probably start out relatively easy. It's a little bit of a longer level. Right, so we can place a couple of obstacles there, and let's use all of the space we've got. maybe the player, I mean, one of the great things with having more space is that we can also make the player choose more often which path he wants to go, so, or she. Can we just call the player it, or is that not correct either? Okay, so I imagine the path kind of splitting up here, and then you can decide if you want to finish the level up here or down here. Having a little bit of a choice, that's always nice. And then whether that's actually fair or not will depend on the obstacles we place there. We'll see, we'll see. Wow, very ambitious project goal is 5 hours including deaths. I mean, if you finish the game with 0 deaths, it will obviously be way shorter. So yes, it's obviously including deaths. But as I've said, the next versions of the game are not gonna be that long. Actually, I'm gonna be quite happy if the next version of the game has a 2-hour playtime. I'm gonna be more than happy with that. But 5, I'd say 5 is the final goal. I don't think the game needs to be any longer than that. But 5 would be nice, very nice. And actually this game doesn't have all that many traps we can pre-place in there except for spikes. So let's start with spikes and then let's create a couple more traps that are a little more interesting. That we can combine in various ways to create cool obstacles. De leur back decoration. That's the layer I want these spikes to be on, these decoration spikes. And where do I have my rusty spikes? Here they are. Red seems to be a little out of place, yeah. Here we go. Okay, there's literally no point in having that down there, but I can still remove that area later on. Okay, so I guess we can ramp up the difficulty a little bit here. Guess we should definitely disallow the AI spikes to spawn on top of these spikes. That would be pretty pointless. But we'll see in a sec how this feels. Just a sec. I imagine it being quite fun and interesting. Oh yeah, here's gonna be the final spike pit if you choose the upper path. Then this will be your final challenge. To make it extra mean, we're gonna place a couple of spikes at the ceiling. Okay, it's taking a bit because it's a little bit of a bigger level. That looks somewhat reasonable. Okay. Now I want to have an AI that only spawns spikes occasionally. So here in our AIs, with our not quite sure which AI is this one. This is AI level 1, okay. Let's call it AI occasional ground spike. It's gonna have a pretty low probability for spawning these ground spikes, but it's gonna happen every once in a while. And that should be quite interesting. I'm very, very curious how that's going to feel. Put that AI in there. And let's play this. Oh, I can place another goal. Make it look a little nicer. And then we can play. Let's go. I wonder why the camera's still lagging. It's a very weird.
All right, try to give me a challenge.
Oh
Will
lol.
you?
The subtitle was not in the center of the screen anymore. Gotta fix that as well.
Would you be so kind and start moving? Now.
Oh, you didn't see it. No. Come on, AI, say something again so I can show it. Subtitles in the wrong position. Here, come on.
Come on, that shouldn't be all that hard on normal difficulty. Why are you so
That is not the
stupid?
correct position for the subtitle. Oh no, these spikes only light up when I'm close to them. That's not exactly what I want. I mean, that obviously makes it extra mean.
Lol, I got you. OMG, why do you keep dying there?
Because this, I can't see the spikes. Also, which difficulty did I pick? I feel like the AI spawn spikes take quite a while to spawn. Nah, that's not what we want. Nah. Okay, let's just create a new spike sprite, I guess. Let's call it spike permanent. And all I want to keep from that is image speed, image blend. What the hell is all of that? No. And that's gonna be change event. Gonna be alarm 0. Delete this event and delete this event, and then we just say alarm equals to what? And this way we'll have the correct color for these spikes. And now obviously what sucks a little bit is that we've got to place all of these again. Oopsies. Jonas did an oopsie. Okay, and I even placed them on the back decoration layer. Let's place them again on the spikes layer, I guess. Here we have a spikes layer. Let's place the spikes on the spikes layer. That feels like it makes sense. This was definitely too easy last time around. Okay, it was not too easy, I didn't even manage to beat it. But that was because the spikes were invisible. This time it's gotta be way harder. Obviously. Here we go, that's all of the ones on the ground complete. Let's flip this vertically. Place a couple of ones on the ceiling. And then next time remind me to start this in rage mode. It's gonna be way more mean. Okay. That should be reasonably difficult. Oh, and then obviously you still need to tell the snail that it's not allowed to touch these. Doop doop doop. Layer. And then on collision with these spikes, duplicate event, collision with traps, spike permanent, other landed kill, we don't need that, but we need all of that. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Another level, almost complete. Hey Draxoon, welcome to the stream, Marino. The upper path looks inaccessible. We'll see about that. You might be right. Interesting. Spike permanent, up to spike, shine. What the hell where did I use that variable? Did I forget to delete that from the code? Oopsie doopsie. Oopsie doopsie. Oopsie doopsie. Let's go. Camera, why are you lagging? Tell me. Is there any reason why you're doing this to me?
Alright, try to give me a challenge, will you?
Now at the very least I can see all of the spikes.
Very nice, the simulation is running in rage mode. I love rage mode. It makes people rage.
Very nice.
OMG,
I made it
why do you
impossible.
keep dying there?
Good job, Jonas, good job. I'm very proud of you. Nobody has seen that. And you say this looks inaccessible. Yeah. I guess you're right. Now it should be better.
Alright, try to give me a challenge, will you? Very nice, the simulation is running in rage mode. I love rage mode. It makes people rage.
I mean... the spikes placed by the AI are very not dangerous at the moment. Maybe we can find a way around that. Let me see. Here, occasional ground spike. Okay, let's spawn a couple more. Setting wall spike probability. Setting ceiling spike probability. And then we can rename that to occasional spike from all directions, more or less. There, already increased that probability. I don't know. Let's try this.
All right, try to give me a challenge, will you? Very nice. The simulation is running in rage
Now obviously
mode.
the fact that these spikes are spawning behind other spikes looks strange.
OMG, why do you keep dying there?
Other than that, this could be quite fun. And you have these pre-placed obstacles that gives you a little more inconsistency, but it still keeps that rage mechanic with the occasional spike just randomly killing you. Without feeling unfair, of course, because you have still a bit of time to dodge it. Every now and then it's gonna kill you unfairly, but that's kind of the point of it. So the upper path definitely works. What about the lower path?
You've got to try harder than this.
The bottom path definitely seems to be a bit harder. Oh no. Poor little snail. He has to suffer so much. Dang it, that bottom path is pretty hard.
This never gets old.
Let's make that a little easier to balance it out. And then let's also prevent the AI from spawning stuff in my, below other spikes. So this one was a meanie. And this one looks like a meanie. And maybe now it's a little more fair. Okay, how do we prevent those spikes from spawning on stuff we don't like? I think there should already be a system for that, isn't there? Yeah. Collides with object spike, it destroys itself, and if it collides with object spike permanent, it should also destroy itself. Easy peasy. Problem solved. Yeah, cool. And I think it would be cool if the pre-placed spikes had a different color than the AI-placed spikes. You can tell them apart a little more easily. That would be cool. Well, then I would once again, I don't want to start another color crisis, and I have no idea which color I want to give them.
Will you? Very nice. The simulation is running in rage mode. I love rage mode.
The AI is kind of
makes
getting
people rage.
annoying again. Oh, which difficulty did I launch this in? I hope it was rage mode. Otherwise, what's the point in testing this?
Alright, try to give me a challenge, will you? Very nice, the simulation is running in rage mode. I love
I
rage
dodged
mode.
that.
It makes people rage.
But that was a well-placed spike by the AI. Oh, that was a well-placed spike by the AI as well. Oh, okay, I see, that's what I mean. This is a nice combination of consistency and randomness. Okay, upper path works. Let's try lower path, bottom path.
Lol, I got you.
Okay, the bottom one still seems to be a little harder. Tiny bit harder. Oh.
OMG, why do you keep dying there? You've got to try harder than this.
I keep dying there because I'm a stupid. I gotta make it past this now. No! Oh, I panicked. Come on, I just wanna beat that bottom path. Yeah, that bottom path is still way harder, confirmed. Yeah, come on, let's make it a bit friendly. Or maybe not. I don't know. You can make it a little more friendly here. Alright, hey, that's really weird. Why am I experiencing so much lag today? What's eating all of my CPU? Very suspicious. Is the stream still running fine? I hope so. And see, with that we already have another level complete. I think this one that would fit very well after this purely spike level thingy that we've got before. So if we basically do the ground spike level first, and then the first parkour level, maybe that will be a nice change of things. And then obviously I want to fill that up with a couple of walls. And we can try to make the level look a bit more interesting by adding a couple of these glowy blocks I'm gonna show you in a sec. Ah, we even have one up here. Let's place a couple more of these. Usually they look quite cool. Especially if we mix them in here like that. These bright blocks. Replace a couple of these. That should look quite nice, quite nice. just place a couple of them randomly. I don't think it matters all that much where they are. As long as they're spread more or less evenly. So let's see how those levels feel right after each other. The stream is okay, that's good to know. Thanks. A rage mode.
Alright,
So
try to give me a challenge, will you?
first level would still be this one, where you have
Very
purely
nice, the
AI
simulation
placed
is running
spikes.
in rage mode. I love rage mode. It makes people rage.
Ah, damn it, that was so close.
OMG, why do you keep dying there?
Why did it not drop the so close voice line? Is there something broken again? Or did I just remove that from the game? That might very well be the case. Due to the winter demo.
I got you.
Purely AI placed spikes is actually quite tricky on rage mode. Who would have thought? Dang it! Stop killing me. I just wanna beat this level. This part of the level didn't look like that earlier. I had to fix something here and I think I destroyed the level design a bit. This feels very unfair. A bit of unfair is good, but we don't want too much unfair. Okay, now I'm gonna beat it first try, obviously. Hey Tabile, welcome to the stream.
Alright, try to give me a challenge, will you?
And as you can see, first try, easy peasy. Oh my gosh, this easy.
Oh, what? How did you do that so quickly? I
What should
don't
I
understand.
And then the next level would be this one, which should feel quite different because it has a lot of pre-placed traps and not a lot of AI placed traps.
Would you be so kind and start moving? Now.
So I think this is a nice change of events,
Very
right?
nice. The simulation is running in rage mode. I
Shouldn't
love
feel too
rage
zany.
mode. It makes people rage.
Because that's obviously something we absolutely do not want. We don't want levels to feel samey. But even though this has only spikes, just like the level before, it should feel at the very least a bit different. That's nice. And maybe we can place a bit of interesting stuff in the end here to make it feel even more interesting. We'll see. Oh, got me right at the end there. I imagine that could make people rage pretty hard if they almost make it through and then a random spike appears out of the ground. I love it. I think these kinds of levels are pretty promising because they allow me to do a bit more level design. Usually level design makes stuff a lot more interesting and allows you to create a lot more variance quite easily without creating a bunch of new content all of the time. Just a little worried about the performance in these levels.
Well, took you long enough. Nothing to be proud of.
Come on! Didn't take me all that long. Okay, and obviously here's our massive giant marathon level. I have to walk for 3 hours just to reach the end. Not sure anything like that's gonna be in the game. If it is, it's either gonna be relatively easy or it's gonna be an exploration level. Or maybe just a super unfair, mean level, I don't know. We'll see.
You've got to try harder than this.
I don't want to try harder than this. Okay, I feel like this really works quite well. I think so. What do you think? Do you think that looks fun? Is that fun to watch? That's obviously also an interesting question for me. If it's entertaining to watch, then that's a plus. Yeah, as I've said, maybe the AI spawn spikes should have a slightly different color. We can experiment with that real quick. Let's try that. What if we take our permanent spike and just blend it to a little bit to another color? Merge color, and then we'll blend between the trap color and the wall outline color or something like that. Maybe that's a compromise. But let's see. If that actually looks good. Looks good, definitely makes me want to give it a try. Yeah, that's cool.
Alright, try to give me a challenge, will you?
Okay. So these spikes look very yellow now.
Kind and start moving. Now.
Do they look different enough from the
Very nice.
placed
The simulation
spikes?
is running in rage mode. I love rage mode. It makes people rage.
Okay, now you're able to tell the difference more or less. Come on, didn't see that coming. Why did I not see that coming? That warning behind me? No, okay, it's in front of me. It's just very short because we're playing in rage mode. Yeah, if you pay attention, you can totally react in time.
Lol, I got you.
Dang it, that spike on the ceiling there is really mean. So next up, I think we should create a couple of objects that allow us to do better, more interesting level design. Because obviously to generate playtime, we need some stuff to do level design with. I don't want to stretch the playtime unnecessarily, obviously. That's obviously not the case.
You've got to try harder than this.
Every level should have something interesting about it, otherwise there's no point in having that level in the first place.
Well.
Alrighty. That feels quite fun. I think we're gonna keep that level. Pretty cool. And let me deactivate that stupid annoying AI. It keeps talking and keeps telling me the same voice lines. I can't hear it anymore. I can't take it any longer. Please make it stop. Wasn't there like settings, volume, music, voice? Ah, here. Settings, AI representation enabled. No, please don't. Thank you. That should also deactivate all of the voice lines, so we can just keep designing these levels in peace and then worry about the voice lines later. No point in worrying about that now. This bunch of levels here is getting kind of confusing. But I guess we're gonna call this parkour number 2. Wowie. I've never created an entire level in just one stream and then even started another level. That literally has never happened before. Isn't that crazy? You've seen it happen. Wowie. By the way, join Wowie Game Jam. 1st of February, link is in the description. Speaking of Wowie. Okay. One thing I usually like to do is just to keep most of these blocks and then just push them around a bit, but I think if you want to have a really unique level, it might be a better idea to just, you know, scrap it all together and start from scratch, and probably also choose a different screen size. Let's go back to the basic screen size. And let's remove all of these walls. Bye-bye walls. And then let's just say I want to start from scratch. Let's start from scratch. And then bye-bye. Bye-bye spikes. And then the goal can go somewhere here. I don't care. And here we want to introduce a new kind of obstacle. Let's take the waltz. Here we go. And I'm thinking we're just gonna pick something that basically moves back and forth between walls. There are some cool timing-based basic platformer things we can do with that. And then the special taste, the special note is obviously coming from the little AI interactions that you'll still have in there that will make it all unique. Is this game made with Unity? No, this is Game Maker Studio 2. I wish this were Unity, but unfortunately it isn't. I started this with Game Maker, and now I've got to stick to it, and it does things like that every once in a while where it just crashes for no reason. What the hell, Game Maker, why did you do that? Just as I'm talking to speak about you, you're basically, I'm out of here, I don't want to hear you talk bad things about me. Shouldn't be all that big of a deal. Obviously we gotta redo this level, but the level before that, yeah, still looks fine. Game Maker, please don't crash on me. What's happening today? And also, oh, Law Watsui. Hey, what up? Are you still working on your little game projects? How's your YouTube channel going? All right. Once again, walls. Let's remove everything. Spikes. Let's remove everything. And let's save the game. I just hope that Game Maker's not gonna get more and more unstable the more I add to this game. But usually that's the way it is. The more crap you have in your game, the more it likes to crash. Ba 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 ba. Yep. Cool. I already forgot which game are you working on. I think I've seen a couple of different prototypes on your channel, and you're also doing a ton of different creative things, right? Oh, you took a hiatus. That looks, that sounds like something you don't want to have. Yeah, I've been a little sick recently as well, but luckily it's slowly but surely going upwards. You have a physics building game in the works. Cool. Yeah, glad to see you again as well. Gonna check out your channel when I'm done streaming, and I'll check out what you're up to. No, that's sprite walls. We obviously want object walls, and we want a smaller room, You need to focus on less things. Yeah. That's, if you watch one of these YouTube productivity hack videos or 10 tips for productivity, then most of the time I tell you something like, focus on one thing, have priorities. And I mean, it makes a lot of sense, obviously, if you just focus on one thing. Your likelihood to succeed with that one thing is a lot higher than trying to do 10 things at once. So that might not be that bad of an idea. You've got to set priorities, but also I think having a lot of creative hobbies isn't that bad either. You're still trying to figure out what's your one thing, or maybe you don't want to have one thing. That's also kind of why I want to do game development, because I can do music, I can do sound effects, I can do gameplay, I can do programming. There's so many things you can do in game development. That's why I love it so much. Look at that. If we use the default level size, we're running out of space so quickly. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, but okay, let's try to stick to the space we have, I guess. But let's redirect the player down here. Balance is definitely the key. No. Finding the correct balance is probably quite a challenge most of the time. It's easy to say, balance is the key, but what is the correct balance? Who knows? Who knows? Hard to tell. Okay, here we go. Finally recreated that level. Let's save real quick so it doesn't crash on us again. That would be a shame. Okay. Very curious which kind of obstacles we're gonna place in here. Will we manage to create 2 entire levels in just one live stream? I can't believe this is happening. Wowie. Just wowie. The one thing I'm wondering about is how would one of those up and down go thingy look like? Level design, are you independently? What do you mean independently? I'm afraid that doesn't make a lot of sense in that context. Do you mean independent from publishers, so I can do with this game whatever I want, or do you mean single? You can also just ask in German if you want, and I can translate the question for you. That works as well. Alrighty. Goal. Oh no, did I delete the goal? Oh no, they're over here. So now what we've got to figure out is how are these up and down thingies supposed to look like? Let's try something like this. It's definitely some dark brown in there. And then maybe just some animated spikes. Let's see if that works. Tedious work. Ah, you wanted to know if, oh, how do you even say that in English? If I am an entrepreneur, basically, if I'm, don't know what's the word, a solopreneur. Actually, I'm part of Grizzly Games now, but I don't own that company alone. It's also owned by two of my friends, and it's just one third of that is belonging to me, basically. And we're gonna use that to publish our upcoming unannounced game Z. I even have a little grizzly here that they gifted me when I joined their company. Man, the camera's still lagging so much. What the hell's happening? Other than that, I'm gonna start a little company as soon as I start earning some money. Before that, there's not really... Oh, did GameMaker crash again? Before that, there's not really any need to do that. Why is this happening now? What the hell? I really don't want to make this game with GameMaker. Jesus Christ, everything's lagging. That's very strange. Probably a virus. Who installed that virus on my PC? The virus is called GameMaker. Ah. So how much progress did we lose this time? Yeah, okay. The level is still there. Is my sprite still there? I bet no. No, of course not. Why are you doing this to me, Mr. GameMaker? I want to finish 2 levels. That's the main goal for the stream. Oh, dang it. We've been streaming for 1 hour. I've really got to hurry up now. If I want to finish that second level in this stream, then we've got to cut some corners. For once, I think I'm not gonna animate this for now. Let's just prototype this out as quickly as possible. And we can still animate this later. Why did GameMaker crash again? I can't believe it. I don't want to believe it. Ah! I mean, if it were just GameMaker, but the game itself also seems to crash for a lot of people, so... That's not good. That can't be good. Unity for the win. Okay, let's fill that in. Bang, 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 bang. Oh yeah, hit the pixels, the game. You also want to start your own business? Yes. Why not? You know, why not? You've got to try it when you're young, because then the risk is relatively low. And as soon as you have a family, the risk's gonna be a lot higher. So better do it now when you can afford to lose. I think one of the biggest mistakes is to just assume that your business gonna succeed by default, because very often that is just not the case. So just keep in mind that it's possible to fail, and make sure you'll be okay when you fail. And other than that, I would obviously encourage you to give it a shot. So let's call this squisher. What? Should we call this? Don't know if that name makes sense. And it will move up and down, and it will squash you. Just want to have a little bit of a small arrow on there so I can see in which direction it's moving. This way we can just turn it around if you want to make it move in another direction at the beginning. And because the default direction in GameMaker is to the right, let's also just rotate this. Here we go. Middle center. Probably shouldn't hurt. And for the collision mask, let's be a bit more generous. Here, something like that. And let's save so we don't lose all of our progress again. And let's create the object bacha obj squasher. At the beginning, that's moving to the right. Or we'll just say motion add in direction image angle with speed 3. And then when it collides with the wall, it should just turn around. Collision with wall. Let's name it. Let's just say direction. Or we can just say speed equals minus speed. That works as well. Easiest way to make it turn around. And then obviously we want to have a bunch of these in here. I don't know if we need to place them this close to each other. Probably not. This is probably more than fine. Oopsie doopsie. So this right here can be your first encounter. Here we'll have them moving back and forth, and here we'll have them moving back and forth. Oh no, the grid is not set up correctly. Okay. Okay. Let's also add a couple of spikes. We don't want this to be too easy. Oh no, which layer did I add all of these things to? To the very top layer. That obviously should go into the traps layer. Luckily I can copy that over. And then into the spikes layer, let's put a couple of... Will the spikes really be in front of these moving things? No, I think it should be the other way around. So let's put these onto the spikes layer and put the spikes onto the traps layer. Who cares how the layers are called? As long as it works, it works. Oh no, why is the grid wrong again? You haven't uploaded in a while, but you're uploading a devlog right now? Okay. Let me know when it's up. I'm gonna check it out. Okay. Let's give it a shot, shall we? In the walls layer, we can fix a couple of small details. For example, want this first encounter to be in a very small controlled environment right here. Now it looks fine. Save, 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 save. Don't crash on me again, GameMaker. I dare you. Okay, we've been streaming for 1 hour and 8 minutes. Did we actually manage to finish 2 levels? Will it blend? Ah, I think I forgot to give those squashers a color. Our long, stretched out level. Yeah, they don't have the correct color. But that should be an easy fix. Once again, feels pretty interesting and challenging. Doesn't feel like any of the levels we had before, so quite happy with how this feels. Did I start this in rage mode? I hope so. Oh, they don't even kill me. Okay, there are a couple of things we've got to fix. Otherwise, we can't really call it a finished level, or can we? Let's grab the little snaily. And add another thing to the 1 million things that kills it. Collision with Squasher kills it. And the Squasher. Also, maybe the AI spawn spikes should just look a little different than the pre-placed spikes. Maybe that's a good solution as well. Then I can just give them the same color and we can still tell them apart. Well, I'm not sure what I think about this relatively yellowish color. Maybe we can go a bit more back to the red again. And then just use the same for Squasher. And an alarm 0, it will set its color. Then start event will set its alarm to alarm equal to 1. Okay. Rage mode is the best mode. Yeah, now I like the color of these spikes a little better again. They'll look a little more dangerous, a little more red. How do the AI spawn spikes look like? Didn't really see how that one looked. Come on, AI, spawn a spike. Thank you. Spawn a spike that doesn't kill me. Yeah, okay. Looks different. Different enough. Not 100% happy with how these squashers look like, but that's subject to change. And as this is such a small level, we should definitely add a bit of zooming and panning. The way we do that is by adding these objects right here. We'll just tell the game to start 100% zoomed out. And basically as soon as we start moving, can start zooming in a bit to 90%. Here we'll zoom to 80%. And let's just see how that feels. Just a little zoomy, so you're not that far away from the action. Yeah, that feels nice. Come on. Oh, it's spawning quite a bunch of spikes all of a sudden. Or is that just my imagination? Ah, tricky, tricky, tricky. Okay, I think it's the correct difficulty for Rage Mode. If you play this level, if this is like the 3rd level, and you play this on a lower difficulty, people are gonna freak out, so this definitely needs to be a lot easier on lower difficulties. Guess for Rage Mode it's fine. Ah, jeez, these annoying stupid AI spikes. I hate them so much, but I love them so much at the same time. They are so unfair. It's a fun level. I like. Oh. Sometimes you don't really get good feedback for what killed you. Gotta work on that. Oh no. Ah. I'm getting impatient. Oh no. You can't get impatient. When you get impatient, you already lost. This part right here. It's impossible. No! What killed me there? I didn't see anything. I was too focused on the squashers. Was there a spike from the sides? Jesus Christ. Yeah, we definitely need better feedback for what killed you. That feels a bit too impossible. Maybe this is how the impossible mode will be like, and will make it a bit easier for Rage Mode. Did you see that skill though? Ow! There was so much space. It's really just starting to make me rage. I could make a secret final level. Yeah, that sounds like a cool idea. A really hardcore, insane, impossible level. That sounds fun. Not that the base game won't be hard enough already, no, but let's make an even harder level with every single obstacle. Please, I just wanna make it to the end. But he actually created quite a bit of content for the game today on stream, so happy with the result. It's not possible to get up there. I just decided that it's not possible to get up there. So it's not a shame if I don't beat it, right? Oh no, there... Oh! I could have jumped up, but there were squashers as well. That makes it even more unfair. Annoying spike that spawned below me. The thing is, it definitely looks like it should be possible. It looks like it should be relatively easy, but actually doing it is a whole different story. Okay, come on. One final try. One final try. With a lot of patience and care. Just gonna wait for the perfect moment every single time, except when there's a spike spawning directly below me and I'm panicking. You know what? I'm gonna beat this on an easier difficulty and then we're gonna call it a day. If you have any questions or things you want to discuss with me, then now's a good time. For example, why is my camera lagging? I don't know. This seems to be a new issue, but if there's anything else you want to discuss with me, I'm gonna be reading chat for a couple more minutes, so now's your time. And I actually want to beat this level on casual difficulty. Let's go. It's gonna be possible at the very least on casual. Don't tell me it's not. Because I have a lot more time to react to these AI spawn spikes. See, yeah, that's a lot more chill. Obviously these squashers are just as hard, so they're not gonna be super easy. What am I supposed to do there? What am I supposed to do there? Dang it. Oh, I made it! Jeez. Finally. Oh, thank God. Alrighty. And with that, I want to thank you all for watching. Is there anything you ask me? Is it also available on Android? Very, very unlikely that I'm gonna release it on Android because I'm already having performance issues on Windows. So it's gotta be available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. And not for mobile. I don't think that's gonna happen. Also, I don't think it's super suitable for mobile because you need very precise and quick controls, and I don't think that would necessarily work on mobile all that well. Lol, looks hard. Yeah, it is hard. Luckily in the final game there will be different difficulty settings, so if you just want to play it like a normal game and not like a rage game, there will be the option to do that as well. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the stream today. Sorry for the camera lag. I don't know what's up there, but I'm definitely gonna try to fix it for the next stream. And hope you're all fine. Hope you're all having a nice day or nice evening, whatever time it is. And see you tomorrow. Same time. Don't forget to join WoWie Game Jam 1st of February. Link in the description, and also the Discord server if you feel like it. Yeah, that's it. Bye. Thanks, Matt. Thanks.